Okay, and we're live.
Hello.
Hello, hello to anyone that's listening. Um, so tonight we're going to be playing Citadel of Chaos, which apparently might have magic in it. So I'm just going to
If
quickly,
I remember rightly,
yeah.
it's a magic.
So if I very quickly unlock that,
How are you doing today?
yeah, I'm doing good. Been sorting out some bits and pieces for college today. Got a food shop in. Good stuff. Yeah. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Yeah, nice chill day.
That shouldn't take too
Oh,
long
what
to.
was that about 3D illusions
Oh,
or illustrations? It flashed so quickly I didn't.
yeah.
Oh, that looks cool.
That's a nice looking book, isn't it? Ooh. Alrighty.
I wonder if this was an Ian Livingstone or a Steve Jackson.
Yeah. I'm not sure, honestly. This is one that I'm not as familiar with.
Yeah, the Ian Livingstone ones were a little bit better.
That's fair. Yeah. Um, I imagine most of the ones that are in this uh, like virtual system are probably the popular ones, so probably quite a few of his ones.
Maybe. But then again, it could have just been my taste in.
That's true. Uh, Alrighty, let's click read and get ourselves started. Alright, it's our usual
You are the
introduction.
hero.
Yeah, we're the
You're the
hero.
hero. Skill, stamina, weaknesses, fighting adventure. Woo!
Woo! So we'll go for our adventurer difficulty.
Yep.
Alright, so let's start off with our stamina.
Okay.
That's alright.
Not the worst. Not the
Yeah,
best.
that'll do. Now the most important one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Again, it's okay.
yeah, we can work with that. Are we gonna be lucky?
Oh my god, just freeze. The only freeze, and now magic.
Ooh.
You must roll a free.
So it's 2 dice adding 6 to the result. This determines how many
Okay.
spell scrolls you can prepare for use. Okay.
It's an average of 3.
Yep. Okay.
So that we can choose our spells.
Ooh.
I knew this magic. Okay, right.
Alright. Now that you've determined your magic score, you may use it to select your spell scrolls. Your magic score determines how many scrolls you may prepare for your journey to the Citadel. For example, if you have a magic score of 13, you may use 13 scrolls during your adventure. You can choose multiples of the same scroll, or choose a wide range of scrolls. Touch a spell scroll to learn more about what it can do. You can choose 12 more spells. Just going to
Okay.
check. Cool, there's not a second page
Yeah, could
thing.
you imagine?
Yeah.
We deliberate and then it's like, or would you like immortality? Like, oh.
Okay, so we've got creature copy, ESP, enhanced strength, Fool's Gold, Illusion, Impose Weakness, Levitation, Mage's Fire, Shielding, Restore Luck, Restore Skill, and Restore Stamina.
Okay, now straight off the bat, I feel like illusion, levitation, and ESP are key.
Yeah. They're the sort of things that just having them as options means that I feel like we should have at least one.
Mm-hmm. I feel like 2 of levitation even. Like,
Yeah.
I fear heights.
That's fair. Um,
Shielding
yeah.
doesn't sound like a bad idea either.
Mhm. I feel like Impose Weakness, Enhance
Hang on,
Strength,
how
and the
many are
Restore
there?
ones are good ones if we've got like a weak stat.
Have you counted how many scrolls there are?
Oh. Oh, there's 12 of them.
There's 12.
Oh, that's tempting.
I feel like maybe dropping impose weakness.
Mhm.
It sounds like it'll only be a combat trick.
Yeah. I imagine it would probably drop their skill. Um. Okay, shall I?
Not sure on Fool's Gold. Wait, do you want to click on Fool's Gold? I want to see what
Yeah.
that's like the
I'm
least
gonna
obvious what it
test it
does.
on levitation because we definitely want levitation. So it's just so I can test the clicking and see what happens. Ah, there we go. Freeze the recipient from the effects of gravity, allowing them to float freely in the air under your control. I like that they specify under your
That's
control.
one way of putting it. Yeah.
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 Okay, Fool's Gold. This spell creates an illusion that causes ordinary rock to appear as gold. Useful when you're low on actual gold.
Hmm. So it's just make gold.
Yeah.
Or not even real gold.
I guess it's like a very specific illusion spell.
Do you think there's going to be less health gaining things since we've got an option of scroll of stamina?
Possibly. Yeah. Yeah, I would think that is likely. Does it mention anything? No, don't find out our adventurer's equipment until afterwards. I'm worried that we're not going to get our snacks.
I feel like we take one of everything except for restore skill and impose weakness.
Okay.
That might be a. And then an extra of 2 of the others.
Yeah. I think you're right about levitation. There's a little part in my brain that's like, what if we take levitation up somewhere but can't get down? Or similarly, we use levitation what we think is really useful, and then it turns out we need it later on for something that we can't do without it.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's no point like staying on the screen forever, so let's start
Yeah. I'm going to see what ESP does.
filling numbers.
Allows you to tune into psychic wavelengths, can be used, for example, to read a creature's mind.
I
Okay.
definitely want at least one of those.
Yeah, let's take one.
There's been enough times where we've run into an old man with a funny grin, and we're like, is he evil or helpful?
Yeah. Creature copy, I reckon that's going to be...
I don't know what it's.
Oh, it's off what you're fighting. So you create a duplicate of the creature that you're fighting.
Save it for the boss.
That could be fun, yeah. Should we take one of those then?
Yeah. Just like, remember when we had to fight the pit beast that totally wasn't a T-Rex? How fun would it have been to be like, hey, I have a T-Rex.
That would have been great. So are we leaving enhanced strength?
I don't know. I feel that might be a lifesaver.
True. That's going to be one of those, like, one-off, we can boost it. Or we've got our restore if we lose it.
Mm. So let's go on what we're definitely taking. We're
Yeah.
definitely taking illusion
Mm-hmm.
and levitation. Most effective against intelligent creatures. That's strange.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be...
It's usually the other way around.
Yeah. Well, that's intriguing.
Maybe it's like using your own imagination against you.
Oh, yeah. So you've got to be capable of imagining it for it to appear.
Mm.
Cool. Well, we'll take one anyway.
Yeah.
Levitation.
Definitely wanting a levitation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take 2.
Yeah. I think of all of the ones to get a second one, I definitely want a spare levitation.
Shielding, I feel, is
Yep.
a good fallback.
Oh, it's ineffective against magic.
Okay, well, still.
Yeah. What about Mage's Fire?
We know how. Let's have a look at the restore ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because restore luck, I feel, might be good. Because we're always. Every time you use it, it goes down.
Yeah, so it restores your luck by 5 and doesn't increase it beyond your initial level. I think we should keep hold of that.
Mm-hmm. It would be nice if it did. I'd use it right away.
Mm-hmm. So skill and stamina probably do the same. Let's have a quick check. Yeah, they do the same.
I'd take a stamina, but not a skill.
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't
Like-
want to leave stamina for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Just, we don't know how much healing there's going to be around.
So we've not taken Fool's Gold, Enhanced Strength, or Mage's Fire.
Yes. No.
Or Impose Weakness.
Or restore skill.
Okay. I feel Mage's Fire is a good one-off.
Mm-hmm. Cool, setting fires.
It might be nice to like take down a. Yeah, to take down a big foe.
Yeah. Cool, let's take one of those.
Oh, are we gonna be doing like the thing like, oh, do we want to use this now?
Oh, probably.
Oh, so many more choices.
We're just giving ourselves more decisions. I think Mage's Fire will be particularly useful if we come across something that's like scared of fire or,
Made of wood.
made of wood. That would be great.
Like a scarecrow.
Yeah.
Maybe a Fool's Gold. I feel like there'll be one specific use for it.
Mm-hmm.
Dwarves or goblins or something that like shinies.
Yeah.
A magpie man.
Yeah. It's one of those we might kick ourselves if we didn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's take one. So we've got 2 more to choose.
2 left. Maybe a second illusion?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that.
I'll let you pick the last one.
Hmm. What does enhanced strength actually do? Greatly increases your strength, useful when fighting strong creatures or breaking through doors, but it can be difficult to control. Okay. That sounds like it's going to be possibly more trouble than it's worth. Um, I'm partially tempted for another ESP,
Mm-hmm. Mind reading, always good.
just because that means we can be a little bit more free with it. Knowing that we've got a second one there, we don't have to be like, is this definitely a
Yeah.
situation? You know.
No, I agree with that logic.
Cool. Let's go for that then.
Now, I had an idea about names. I
Oh
have
yeah.
a random name generator, like a fancy
Excellent.
one.
Awesome.
Uh,
Shall we look at that now?
yeah.
Or do you want to see equipment first?
Well, let's have a look at equipment. We need to like really hone in on who we are.
Yeah. So we get a sword, leather armour, a backpack, and a lantern. Unlike most Fighting Fantasy adventures, in Citadel of Chaos you begin without provisions. And they restore 4 stamina.
Okay. As a budding wizard, instead you have access to restore stamina spell scrolls. Thanks for telling us that after we picked all the scrolls.
Yeah. These restore 5 stamina when used, can be cast at any time. No worries, Eaglepunk. Eaglepunk's just said in the chat that his connection's refusing to work today, so he's not going to be participating a huge amount.
Well, that's fine.
If you are watching and do notice our connection going shaky, do let me know. Because I'm in the same household as Eaglepunk, so it could be that I'm just taking up all the internet. But yeah, just in case. So, so restore skill, restore luck can be used at any time as well. Although you can view all of your other spell scrolls that can only be used during certain moments. During your quest, you may encounter things that will alter your 3 scores, occasionally affecting your initial amount, and magic items. Okay.
Okay, so we have 1 heal for the entire adventure.
Yeah. I hope that it's possible to find some.
Me too.
Alright, let's have a quick look at our character.
So we were Cynthia last time.
Yeah.
So. Oh, no. Okay, so the first one, I'm going to go through the options and we can yes-no them until we get one we like.
Yep.
The first one is called Ms. Ross Lusvik.
Your phone's doing the noise thing again, sorry.
Oh, I will hold it away from you.
There we
go. I'm going to veto a character called Ms. Ross.
Yeah, that. That's fair.
Mr. Tilloduke.
Mr. Tilloduke. I mean, it's an unusual name.
The next one's called Yil. Just Y-I-L. Yil.
Yil. I think we need something a little bit fancier.
Okay.
If we've got magic, you know.
Miss Lutol. Miss Lutol Jansen.
I mean, that's it's a fun name.
Her personalities come across as understanding, but they are unbelievably ugly.
I see.
Okay, that's unpronounceable. I'm sorry, can't have that one. uh, Mr. Nudami Yerison.
Hmm. I'd be a little nervous about my pronunciation of that, I think.
Um, Master Narif.
That sounds like a villain name. I like it.
Um, they're deeply stubborn, and their personality is best described as suspicious.
Oh,
Okay, we're good for Master Narif.
yeah, Master Narif. Is that how it's spelled?
Um, Narith.
There we go. We just got to pick a portrait
Let's
now.
find someone who looks suspicious.
Yeah. They don't look too suspicious.
No, too honest,
Yeah.
too Yennefer. Oh, this guy.
Yeah. Your time has come. We've looked at this portrait a couple of times and been like, there's going to be a character that we want for this one. I think this is it.
And they are more like magic-y looking as well, aren't they? Rather than warrior type.
Yeah, yeah. Excellent.
Okay, well, hopefully this is the long life of Master Narif and not the short adventures of
Yeah, here's hoping.
the guy who only brought one restore stamina spell.
On the upside, if we do die, we'll know a bit better what spells we want, hopefully. Alright. Are you ready to begin the adventure?
I am.
Okay. The lawful good folk of the Vale of Willow have lived for some 8 years in awe and fear of the demi-sorcerer Balthus Dyer. In awe, since his power is truly awesome, and in fear ever since word leaked from his domain that its ambitious plans of conquest were to commence with the Vale itself. A faithful half-elf sent on a spying mission to the Black Tower came galloping back to the Vale 3 days ago with a frantic warning. From within the caverns of Kragan Rock, Balthus Dyer had recruited an army of chaotics, and was preparing them to attack the Vale within the week. The good King Salomon was a man of action. Messengers were sent throughout the Vale that day to prepare defences and to summon folk to action. Riders had also been sent to the great forest of Yor to warn the half-elves who lived there and to make an appeal for allied forces. King Salomon was also a wise man. He knew well that news would inevitably reach the great Grand Wizard of Yor, a sorcerer of great power, who lived deep within the forest. The wizard was old, and would not last through a battle of this magnitude, but he skilled a number of young magicians, and perhaps one of his students in magic arts with courage and ambition would aid the king and his subjects. You are the star pupil of the Grand Wizard of Yor. He's been a difficult master, and your own impatience has often gotten the better of you. Perhaps a little too headstrong, you left immediately for Salomon's court. The king welcomed you enthusiastically and explained his plan. The battle could be avoided without bloodshed if Balthus would be assassinated before his army could be amassed. The mission ahead of you is extremely perilous. Balthus Dyer is surrounded, in his citadel, by a multitude of appalling creatures. Although magic is your strongest weapon, there will be times when you must rely upon your sword to survive. King Salomon has briefed you on your mission and warned you of the dangers that lie ahead. One way through the citadel is the best for you to take. If you discover it, you'll be successful with a minimum of personal risk. It may take you several trips to find this route. You leave the Vale of Willow and begin the long hike to the Black Tower. At the foot of the hill of Dragon Rock, you can see its outline against the dark sky. I just want to say, we, we're called Master now. We're a
I mean,
pupil.
it does say we're quite headstrong.
That's true, yeah. But we've decided, oh yeah, we're a master now. We're no longer in studies.
Yep. I mean, we're going off to Craggle Rock.
Yeah.
So, okay. And we start with the deeply disturbing picture.
Yep. The sun sets as twilight turns to darkness. You start your climb up the hill towards that forbidding shape, silhouetted against the night sky. The Citadel is less than an hour's climb. Some distance from its walls, you stop to rest. Gazing up at the fortress, a sense of dreadful foreboding fills you, like a fearful spectre from which there is no escape. The hairs on your neck prickle as you look towards it. You brush your fears aside, and with grim resolve march onwards towards the main gate, where you know guards will be waiting. You consider your options. You've already thought about claiming to be a herbalist, come to treat a guard with a fever. You could pose as a trader or an artisan, perhaps a carpenter. You could even be a nomad seeking shelter for the night. As you ponder the possibilities, the yarns you may have to spin to the guards, you reach the main trail leading up to the gates. 2 lanterns burn on either side of the portcullis. You hear muffled gruntings as you approach, and 2 misshapen creatures step forward. On the left stands an ugly creature with the head of a dog and the body of a great ape, flexing its powerful arms. Its opposite number is indeed its opposite, with the head of an ape and the body of a large dog. This latter guard approaches you on all fours. It stops some metres in front of you, raises itself on its hind legs, and addresses you. Which story will you opt for? Will you pose as a herbalist, claim to be a tradesman, or claim to be a nomad seeking shelter for the night?
I feel like if we say we're a herbalist, they're going to be like, a herbalist for who? Which guard?
Yeah.
And if we claim to be a nomad, are they even going to let us in? So maybe a tradesman?
But then what's our
That's
trade?
that's my thinking.
Yeah.
I'm selling spell scrolls. Look, I've got lots. Magic? No, I don't do it myself.
I'm just the wielder of the scrolls. I'm not the maker of the scrolls. No, sir.
Why are you wearing a name badge that says Master Nerif?
No reason. I'm tempted
What
by
do you think?
herbalist.
I think we can pull it off.
I think maybe. I assume
Okay,
we've
let's
got
go
herbs
herbalist.
with us for him to be considering it. Then again, you could assume the same about the tradesman.
No, I'm feeling herbalist. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go for it. The ape dog asks to see your herbs. Luckily, you grabbed a few handfuls of weeds on your way and you show them. Cocking its head to one side, the creature eyes you suspiciously. It asks you for the name of the guard you've come to treat, something you hadn't planned on. You quickly think of a name to bluff the creature with. So we can go for Kiltrog, Pincus, or Blag.
I like blag because we're blagging.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a dice throw at this point.
Yeah. Let's go for Blag, because at least it's fun. The
I mean, that
creatures
sounds
look
like a goblin name.
Yeah. The creatures look at each other as if the name sounds familiar, but they can't quite place it. You quickly add that he is on the first floor watch. They shrug and eventually decide that you must be telling the truth. The ape dog summons the gatekeeper, who eventually appears to let you in. Okay, let's not forget the name
Okay.
Blag, just in case.
Blag. We will never forget Blag. He's a very important guardsman on the first watch, or the first floor watch.
Yeah. You walk forward and into a spacious open courtyard surrounded by large walls. Various lights are burning and groups of figures are shuffling around in the darkness. In the centre of the courtyard is a large monument of some kind, perhaps a fountain. Looking across the yard, you can see what appears to be the main entrance to the tower. What will you do? If you want, so we can creep around the wall towards the tower, stride boldly across the courtyard, or tiptoe through the shadows towards one of the groups.
I like the "we belong here"
Yeah,
like
you gotta sell it, you know?
cocky.
I know where I'm going, don't you challenge me?
If you carry a ladder, no one will question you. Type attitude.
Yes.
That man has a ladder. He must be going to fix something.
Yeah. And we're quite a stubborn character as well. This feels like it would fit well. As you step out of the shadows towards the centre of the courtyard, a voice in the wind cries,
Halt! Stand your ground.
You whirl about, but you can see no one addressing you. You take another couple of steps. Again, the eerie voice orders you to stop. And this time an arrow zings through the air and lands close to your left foot. You jump back. Still you can see no one, but the threat of the arrow still lingers. Will you press on forward very cautiously, make a dash for the monument in the centre of the yard, or use a scroll to cast a shielding spell around yourself in advance?
I don't want to waste a scroll this early on.
I don't think I want to either. I feel like I
But
want
I feel like
to say something to them.
Yeah. I feel like we're gonna get shot with both of these options though.
Yeah.
Cautiously?
Yeah.
Question mark.
You take a few steps
Oof.
forwards and another arrow narrowly misses your foot. A few more steps and an arrow rips through your tunic, grazing your forearm. You can still see no one at all, nor can you see where the arrows are coming from. After another few steps, another arrow appears, but this one pierces your calf. You cry out loud and lose 4 stamina points, but you're almost at the monument, which will provide shelter. You leap forward and duck behind it until the arrows cease. Well, we're still alive.
I'm not happy about losing four stamina though.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a note. Run.
Yeah. You cast your eyes over the strange structure. It appears not to be a fountain, but a temple of some sort. To one side there is a door, which you may investigate, or you may press onwards towards the citadel itself.
We're an idiot.
Yeah.
It turns out it wasn't a fountain. What was it? A temple.
It's quite the mistake to make.
God. Okay. I guess we took four stamina to get here. We might as well investigate it.
Yeah, make it worth our time. The door opens and the small room inside is lit by candlelight. Cautiously, you look inside to see a strange sight. On a stone altar in the middle of the chamber, there are 3 silver chalices, each containing a different coloured liquid, one clear, one red, and one milky. Fluttering around the altar are 3 small winged gremlin-type creatures, all chirping excitedly. Every so often, one lands on the altar and takes a sip of the milky liquid. The open door creaks on its hinges and it startles them. They whirl round to see you and become very excited. You may either enter the chamber or close the door quickly and return to the citadel.
Well, we've already made our decision. Let's
go in. As you enter, the gremlins flutter and squeak excitedly, then fly past you through the door and out into the night. You're now alone with the chalices. Will you risk taking a drink, and if so, which will you choose? So we've got clear, red, and milky.
So we're not without some sort of clue here.
We know that the imps were drinking the milk.
Yeah. What if it's just milk?
Yeah.
I say red is always a healing potion,
Yep. Yep.
and I'm only wrong when I'm wrong.
I think that's a fair. Um,
What
although
What do
I'm
you think?
although I'm tempted by the milky liquid, I feel like it's probably only safe for the imps. Like it's probably something that's good for them, but you know, probably wouldn't do great for us. Unless we're secretly an imp.
Hmm. I feel like it could just be like milk of the poppy type.
Yeah. Let's go for the red liquid.
If you're sure.
I think so. As you grasp the chalice, the liquid turns green, then a dirty brown in front of your eyes. It smells putrid, but you take a sip. With a grimace, you spit it out. You're drinking muddy water. You leave the chamber to head for the Citadel, and you lose 1 luck point.
We're an idiot.
We really are an idiot.
I, I mean, when it turns green and brown and then smells bad, you'd be like, second thoughts.
Yeah, you'd be like,
You'd be like, nope, I
actually.
resolve to drink the sewer water.
Oh dear.
What a
Okay.
guy.
What a guy. As you stride across the open courtyard, you notice that you're walking alongside a small mound, almost like a buried pipeline running from Black Tower to the temple. You bend over to investigate it. Could it perhaps have been made by a mole of some kind? As you touch the mound, it caves in, and to your horror, a long grey tentacle covered in warty growths bursts out of the ground and wraps itself around your leg. How will you fight this thing? We can draw our sword, cast a levitation spell, or use a fire spell.
Why would we touch it?
I don't know. Like it makes us
Okay, I'm
think
getting a
twice
much.
about opening up the door to the temple, but we don't think twice
Mm-hmm.
at all about touching weird mounds in the ground or drinking what's quite clearly dirty water.
Yep.
I think we used our sword.
Do a sword, yeah. We're gonna save our scrolls.
Yeah, because this is just the beginning.
Yeah. We should be able to fight a tentacle.
Yeah. You draw your sword and hack at the tentacle. The tentacle will not fight back like a normal creature, but instead is trying to drag you into a large hole in the ground which is opening around its base. It isn't trying to hurt you, but is instead trying to get a firm grip on you. It won't deal you any damage during this battle, but if it manages to score 3 hits against you, it will succeed in dragging you into its lair. We must fight.
Maybe it just wants to be friends then.
Maybe it's secretly gonna take us down to like a lair that's full of like treasure and healing scrolls and some snacks.
Mhm.
It just wants to help us out.
Oh, we
Oh.
have to hit it once.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we didn't waste a scroll.
Yeah. Like that.
We did it.
Did it! Shortest fight ever!
Triumphant. I don't think I've ever seen a 2 stamina enemy.
No, nor have I. Okay, you can peel the tentacle off your leg and proceed to the main entrance of the Black Tower. In front of you is a large wooden door, firmly locked. You may either knock 3 times for the guard, or use a strength spell to try and open it. Guess we knock. At least we're polite.
Mhm.
The door opens and a large brutish creature steps out. It has a sharp horn in the middle of its forehead, and its skin appears to be armour plated. It grunts to ask you what you want and demands the password before letting you in. Do you know the password? No, we do not.
Maybe we should have followed those guys.
Yeah. You think quickly, reach into your bag and pull out a handful of weeds. Showing them to the creature, you explain that you're a herbalist who comes to treat the Lord Librarian, who's critically ill. The messenger never told you of any passwords. Will the guard believe you? Test your luck. Alright. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
The guard believes your tale and lets you in with a grunt. You're in a narrow hallway. This continues for several metres and ends in a doorway. Halfway along the passage, you see an archway where some steps lead downwards. Will you go forwards to the door or creep down the steps?
Creepy?
I think creeping now, yeah. Let's try and be a bit
Yeah.
cautious.
Creepy.
You follow the stairs downwards. The air is cool and stagnant. At the foot of the stairs is a door. Will you try the door? Or return up the stairs to investigate the door? Upstairs.
Cool and stagnant.
Cool and stagnant.
I don't often think those two together.
Yeah, it's usually like humid and or like warm and stagnant.
I mean, why not try the door?
Yeah,
We didn't like come down the stairs, see a door, and go, oh, there's a door.
it's a
Back
door
up we
here,
go.
gods. Yeah, the door is locked. You may try to break it down by charging it with your shoulder, or you may cast a strength spell on yourself to try and wrench the door off its hinges. I guess we charge
See,
the
now
door.
at this point, I'd like the option to be like, okay, I've decided not to charge the door.
Yeah, I'd like to go upstairs. As you hit the door, the wood cracks a little, but does not give. You try it again, and this time the wood splits down the middle. You break your way through and enter the room behind it.
So if we had a strength spell there, it would have just been wasted, because the other option, you just get through the door.
Yeah, I think so.
So this book just gives us chances to waste our spell scrolls. That's so mean.
Yeah, there's so many options where we can use our scrolls. We've got to, like, know it's the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Like that tentacle that could have been
Yeah,
beat in one hit. It wanted us to use a fireball spell.
I know. You now stand in a large round room. It's lit by a single torch fixed onto a wall. There is no furniture in the room, save for a rough wooden table and chair in the centre. Hovering above the table, fast asleep, is a very small man dressed in a green shirt and pantaloons. He cannot be more than a metre tall, and you cannot believe he's still asleep after your noisy entrance. You hear a creak and turn to your right in time to see a small catapult fire a missile of some sort straight at you. It's going to hit you unless you use a shielding spell.
It's gonna be like a pie.
Yeah.
I feel it. Feel like this is a non-lethal catapult.
Alright.
Look at this guy.
Then we will not use our spell scroll. You try to duck, but cannot avoid the full impact of the missile, which hits you on the forehead and splatters all over your face. You brace yourself, waiting perhaps for an acidic reaction to take place, but the mushy liquid merely drips off your face onto the ground. Cautiously you test it, first with your finger and then with your tongue. You've just been hit by a ripe tomato. You turn to face the sleeping figure. It's beginning to stir.
Uh-huh.
Cautiously you approach the little man. As you get close, a single eye opens and looks you straight in the face. A wide grin spreads between the creature's ears, and he disappears.
Good morning to ya.
Says a chirpy little voice behind you, and you swivel round to see him standing there, still grinning.
I'm old Seamus the leprechaun.
He chuckles and holds his hand out to you. He seems friendly enough. So we can shake his hand and try and befriend him, or draw our swords.
Why not?
Yeah,
Tomato guy.
let's be friends with Tomato Guy. You grasp his hand and introduce yourself, and cry out as the nerves on your arm go numb. Seamus bursts out laughing. You lose one skill point as you are using your sword arm. You're becoming angry, but little man continues to shake your hand and laugh. A laugh comes from behind you, and you look round to see him floating in the air, grinning. But you are still shaking his hand in front of you. Or are you? In fact, you now realise you are frantically shaking hands with a stuffed dummy, which is flopping around on the end of your arm as you shake it. You throw it to the ground, but it's stuck to your hand. The situation is ludicrous, and you're becoming very angry.
Just a little joke,
says the leprechaun, who snaps his fingers. The dummy disappears.
Now, what can I do for you, Paul?
So we can ask him the way onwards, or draw our sword.
I kind of still want to not piss off the leprechaun, who is obviously very powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, let's ask him.
Oh, I shouldn't go this way.
Says Seamus.
These are not pleasant parts. These 3 doors are the... Hey, wait, hang on. I feel like I've missed something here.
Yeah, there wasn't doors before. These 3 doors are the only...
These are not pleasant parts.
These 3 doors
These
are the
3
only...
doors are the only ones... Sorry, I don't know. The quotation marks are a bit weird here. Am I reading this?
I don't know. I'll just go for it. These 3 doors are the only ways onward. 2 of them are very dangerous, and the other is very smelly. On the opposite side of the room are 3 doors. One has a brass handle, one has a copper handle, and one has a bronze handle.
Okay, I feel like that top paragraph was all supposed to be
I
Seamus.
think so. Sorry. It wasn't very clear.
Fine. It's not, is it? Oh, that irks me as like someone who likes writing.
Yeah.
Punctuation has a point.
Absolutely.
Well, we'd be a fool not to ask for his advice.
I think so, yeah.
Right?
Because, yeah. Yeah, let's go for his advice.
Which would I take, eh? Let's see. I would not take one... I would not take the 1, 2 doors to the... the 1, 2 doors... See, a comma there.
Yeah.
I would not take the 1, 2 doors to the left of the copper-handled one, nor to the right of the bronze-handled one. Okay, so it's a logic puzzle.
Yeah, but we don't know what order the doors are in.
Doesn't matter. We can imagine them in a triangle, and it still works, I think.
Yeah.
So if copper is at the top of the triangle... Oh. But we don't know which way round these 2 are.
Yeah. Because it's either telling us to go for... So, the door to the right of the bronze-handled one is either copper or brass, and 2 to the left of the copper one is either bronze or brass. So we definitely shouldn't go for brass.
Can we go back up? No, we can't, can we?
No.
I don't think it told us the order that they're in anyway.
I don't think it did.
So I wouldn't take...
No, it could be brass if
I think...
bronze is on the right and at the bottom. then it's saying don't take copper. And don't take bronze.
It's either. I'm feeling copper. I think I would not take one.
I think it's unlikely that it would tell us, or maybe, I don't know, it could be telling us twice. You know, if
See, I'm ruling out brass because it's the option that people would pick because it's not listed in the
right.
list. So that's the trick. I
Yeah.
feel.
And it's only going to be copper is bad if bronze is on the right at the bottom, because to the right of the bronze door would be the copper door, which would mean that the clue is telling us twice. Like, don't go, oh no, yeah, it'd be saying don't go for bronze, don't go for copper, but we reckon it's saying don't go for brass.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's, yeah, because if brass is the door to the right of the bronze, then it's also the door to the left of the copper.
Mm-hmm.
So it's most likely the bronze is okay.
You think?
I think. Oh gosh, let me get a bit of paper. My brain was like circling. Okay, so we've got a little triangle, and we've got copper at the top, and it's either brass, bronze, or it's copper, bronze, brass. So if it's that one, it's this one, I'd be saying don't go 2 to the left, 1, 2, and don't go that one. So it's that. Or it's saying don't go for brass, don't go for brass. It's either saying don't go for brass twice, or it's saying go for brass.
Really?
Yeah. So if I've just drawn out 2 little triangles with copper at the top and then brass and bronze at the varied at the points. So if brass is on the left, then the clue is telling you don't go for bronze, don't go for copper. If bronze is on the left, then it's saying don't go for brass, and then also don't go for brass.
I see. So wait, hang on. Bronze has to be on. If they're on a wall next to each other, bronze has to be on the left because that's the only way for something to be to right of bronze. So it has to go bronze.
Oh yeah, if it's a line instead.
Yeah, if they're in line, the only way that it could be is bronze on the left.
Or the centre.
No, because if bronze was in the center, you can't have anything that's to right of it.
To the right.
No, hang on.
It's
right.
Copper has to be on the right.
I wouldn't.
If it's got 2 to
sorry.
the left. If they're all on one flat wall.
Yeah, if they're all on flat wall, then I would not take the one 2 doors to the left of copper. So yeah, copper has to be the far right.
Yeah. And then the door to the right is either brass or it's copper. Which means our options are either bronze or copper if it's if they're all on the same wall.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a triangle, It's probably brass,
I
and if it's not,
yeah,
it's bronze or
then it's
copper.
definitely not brass.
Yeah,
I think they must be all on the wall.
yeah. Okay. I do have a decision-making dice that's got two numbers on it, 0 and 1. If you want to just roll for it between bronze and copper, unless you've got a gut
So if
feeling.
copper's on an end, it says don't pick the other end, and I wouldn't choose on the right. No, it's a 50-50. Ah. Does anyone remember if the last page said which order they were in? Be very helpful. Do it. Roll the dice.
Yeah. So if it's a 1, we go for copper. If it's a 0, we go for bronze.
Okay.
It's a 1. We go for copper.
Okay.
I'm just going to jot down that we went for copper.
Yeah. Does the map remember?
Oh, yeah. The map does not tell
Leprechaun.
us.
Although that spacing looks like leprechaun. Leprechaun?
You open the door and step out into a long, dark corridor.
Does it smell?
A sudden intense flash of light bursts out in front of you. You shield your eyes and then rub them, but you cannot see. Panic hits you as you hear a low growling noise. Padded footsteps come closer and you cry out in pain as this unseen creature roars and embeds its sharp teeth in your leg. We don't have a strength scroll and we don't have a weakness one, so we've got to take our sword and slash at it.
Mm-hmm.
You slash about madly with your sword, but you cannot hit the creature. Either it is extremely quick, or it has no solid body for you to hit. Its teeth are now tearing at your flesh, and you can feel blood on your leg. You'll have to protect yourself with magic, or face certain death from this unseen creature.
Guess we're gonna die.
Yeah. The creature is savaging you mercilessly, and you're powerless to prevent it. Your leg is covered in blood, and the pain is sickening. To no avail, you struggle with the unseen head. You're in agony. The creature lunges at your neck, and your last memory before losing consciousness is of its jaws closing around your throat. I guess I turn the page.
323.
Oh. You awake and look around.
Huh?
As your memory returns, you're amazed, but you can see. Your leg feels tender, but is uninjured. You hear a small chuckle coming from above you, and suddenly the whole thing makes sense. Floating above you is old Seamus, now laughing loudly. The whole thing's been one big practical joke. You are enraged and leap to your feet, but as you glare at the funny little man rolling about in the air in hysterics, you can't help but see the funny side too. You chuckle, then giggle, then laugh loudly. For some time, the two of you roar with laughter until tears stream down your faces. When you're both able to control yourselves, you eventually settle down to chat. He is a pleasant little man. Before you leave, he says,
Indeed, you're a good sport. Your way ahead is fraught with danger, though. Perhaps these will help.
with a wave of his hand, a sword and a plate appear on the table. The sword is a magic battle sword, and increases your skill by 1 point during battle. The plate is in fact a silver mirror, of fine workmanship. You take these with you, but you will have to leave your old sword behind. You bid old Seamus farewell and leave the room.
Well, that brings up our skill to what it was
Oh.
before.
Yeah, it does. Now we're back here again.
I mean, um, Seamus, you wanna
Yeah, do you want to give us a clue?
just tell us now we're friends?
Yeah, now we're friends. Which door should I go? You know, Seamus?
Let's just go bronze again. Like,
Yeah.
oh, the copper handle one's changed. In fact, they probably all changed, haven't they?
Probably.
Because it was 22 before,
Yeah.
or 5. It was a low number.
Yeah,
Now
very
it's
low
not.
number. Well, we went for copper last time, so
Did we?
yeah, because
Oh yeah.
I jotted it down.
Yep, that's good. Right. Copper again?
Yeah. The door opens
Uh-oh.
and you enter a narrow corridor. You follow it for some time until you finally come to another door. This time, a wide carved door with the inscription "Wine Cellar" set into it. You try the handle and it opens. Poking your head round the door, you can see rows and rows of racks full of bottles. Full of wine? The room is dimly lit by several candles. Your opening the door has caused a little bell to ring, and a figure is limping towards you up to one of the aisles. Do you want to draw your sword and pretend to defend yourself, or do you want to see what the person has to say?
I mean, I kind of want to hear what he has to say. Look at this dude.
Yeah. It could be that they're like chained to their position, you know, they're just the bottle fetcher.
Ah, yes. One bottle of your finest red, please, for my lord. My Lord Dyer.
My lord would like his usual, please. And a spare bottle, just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear what they've got to say. The elf approaching you is skinny and ragged. He asks whether you're a guest or an adventurer. You tell him you're a guest, come down to sample the wine he keeps in his famous wine cellar. With a certain pride, he shows you the vintage bottles he keeps for his lord, the demi-sorcerer. Some of them, he claims, have magical powers. He offers to let you sample the wine. So, which vintage will you sample? You can try the red wine, the white wine, the rosé, or decline his offer and continue onwards.
Partial to a rosé.
The rosé looks a little bit suspicious though, because the E is massive.
I know. It's got a bit of a kick to it.
Shall we start off
It's a
strong?
rosé. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for a rosé. You take a couple of sips. Not bad. You take a mouthful, but as you do so, you wonder why the elf is chuckling. Suddenly, he asks whether you really are a guest. Though your mind is confirming that you are indeed a visitor, your voice is telling him that you are not. You've come to put an end to Balthus Dyer's plans of conquest. You curse as you realise that the wine must have been spiked with a truth serum. The black elf now knows of your mission and must be prevented from telling others. You draw your sword, and as you do so, he feels a small metallic device from his pouch tied around his waist. With a touch, it turns into a saw-edged weapon. Turn 275. Oh dear.
Okay. Weird.
Yeah.
Just a chainsaw.
You recognise the device as a pocket myriad, an enchanted gadget which can become any one of a number of weapons or useful artefacts. You both close for battle. You may fight him with your sword, or try casting a spell using a scroll. So we can try creature copy or illusion.
I feel like just fight the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just use our sword.
We're gonna be very frugal with our spell scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. What?
I don't know why it makes you change page
right.
to fight, but
Yeah. Yeah, see, look, 4 stamina, 8 skill.
yeah.
Oh wait, we're only 9.
I'm in 9. It's fine. Like, we got a hit in already. Touch wood, touch wood. Yeah!
There. See?
Do you think it'll let us try out the other wines now?
No, not a chance. It's not how this game works.
You go through his pockets and find 8 gold pieces. The pocket myriad has unfortunately been damaged in the fight, but you may be able to find
Of
some
course
use
it
for
has.
it and take it with you. Now you may either investigate the wine cellar or press on through it to the door at the far end of the room.
Of course I want to investigate the wine cellar.
Yeah.
That was our mission, right? We were tasked by the king to sample all the best wines of the...
The bottles and caskets contain hundreds of different types of wine. Some are exceedingly old and valuable. You decide there's room in your pack for 1 bottle. In a corner of the room there's a table laid out for sampling, with 2 bottles and glasses. You could sample some of the wine. We can! We can sample the red and the white!
I noticed there isn't a rosé on that list.
Suspicious.
Do you think we're going to get spiked no matter what wine we pick?
I think possibly.
Or was it just the suspicious rosé?
Maybe it's because, like, wine connoisseurs look down on rosé, so we should have known it was a trap.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, shall we try some red or do you want to try some
Oh.
white?
White?
Yeah, let's go for white. The white is rather bitter, and as you savor it in your mouth, you feel a burning sensation. You spit the wine to your ground, and to your amazement, a jet of flame flies from your lips. You may take a sample of the wine and use it in substitute for Mage's fire spell scroll during your adventure. You head onwards towards the door leading further into the cellar. But we don't get to try the red.
I mean, like, I'd like to just give it a shot.
Yeah.
A shot.
Alright. At the far end of the wine cellar is a wooden door which you try. It opens out into a passageway, which leads on for several meters. Some way along the passage, you arrive at a 4-way junction. You take a path to the north, which eventually leads you to a large wooden door. You can hear nothing by listening at the keyhole. Alright, so we don't get to choose which way we're going. Will you try to open the door slowly and quietly, or do you want to try charging the door down?
I mean, why not both? Like,
Yeah. Let's
start with quiet.
Yeah. The handle turns and you step into a dark room.
See, I feel like these pages in the original book were there to stop people from backtracking one page.
Yeah, yeah. You look around the room. It is lit only by your torch. Although a fairly large room, it has little furniture in it. Although a large boulder, sliced flat, resembles a table, and a smaller rock forms a sort of stool behind it. In one corner, a pile of rocks are held together with mud. You cannot imagine their purpose, although they support 3 wooden chests. And then you jump with fright as your torch lights up a large creature, seemingly made of rock itself, standing by a door. It is roughly human-shaped, although somewhat larger. Its eyes are staring straight at you, but you cannot be sure it's actually seeing you. What will you do? Run for the other door, attempt to speak with the creature, or move slowly towards the boxes in the corner?
I mean, my instinct is always to speak to the creature.
Yeah.
I don't think it's always right, but it's polite.
Yeah, it would feel rude to be like, oh hey, I'm just gonna ignore you and look through your shit.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, let's have a chat with the creature. The creature must communicate in some method unknown to you. You hail it in all the languages you know, but it continues to stand silently. You make a move towards the centre of the room. At your first movement, the creature seems to break from its trance and steps forward towards you. Seeing this, you may either run for the door at the far end of the room, or make for the boxes and risk taking on this silent giant.
Boxes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think we're probably going to need whatever's in the boxes.
Yeah, we've not had any of those, like, there's something here, you might need it later options
Yeah.
yet.
Alright, let's go for the boxes.
We're gonna have to fight the giant, but
Yeah. Alright. The golem advancing towards you is a slow-moving creature, and you reach the boxes easily. You curse as you find they're all locked. As you struggle with the locks, the golem closes in on you. How will you confront this mighty creature? So we can draw our sword and fight, we can cast a fire spell, we can use a creature copy spell to try and distract him, or we can forget the boxes and run for the door.
fight.
Yeah, let's fight.
I know we do have another fire spell.
Yeah, but I'm not sure fire does much to stone.
No. Also, I feel like we've had turn to page 4 before.
Yeah.
Maybe it was 5. Okay.
Okay. Well, let's draw a sword. The golem advances and you slash at it with your sword. The weapon hits solid rock and clangs noisily. You'll have to deduct 1 skill point for the duration of this fight.
Okay, it's just for the fight.
Yeah.
Fine. Fine.
Oh boy.
So it's an even match,
Yep.
which is bad. Oh.
Oh no.
It's literally a 50-50.
Yep. Oh.
Oh, come on. Yes?
Alright. Oh, come on. Statistically speaking, we're doing very badly.
Yes. We started with 4 more stamina then.
Yeah.
God.
Oh no.
We haven't put down a single bookmark, by the way.
I know. Oh. I don't think we can use our scrolls right now, can we? No.
No.
Alright.
Okay, we can get 3 in a row. Watch it. Oh, I mean, that's a draw.
Let's draw. Oh,
That's it. That's
That's
the end
it.
of our adventure.
we're gone.
We were very cocky.
We were.
And we did not roll very good stats.
Oh. Alright.
You are overcome by your enemies. We just wanted what was in the box.
I just want to know what's in the boxes. You are dead. Your quest to assassinate the dread sorcerer Balthus Dire and save the good folk of the Vale of Billow has come to an untimely end.
Got to drink some wine though.
Yeah, we did.
Well, that seems like a decent place to take a break.
I think so. there isn't any bookmark to put us back to, so I will put us back onto the screen.
Oh wow. Okay.
So we will have to re-roll. Um,
Which isn't a bad thing in my opinion, because
yeah.
we. Mhm.
All right. So we're going to take a short break. We'll be back by past at the latest.
Mhm.
Um, Make sure you grab yourselves a drink, maybe even a snack, and we shall see you soon.
Okay. See you soon.